it's about the same as me. I'm a little
So-
bit.
You carry it better though, Dan.
I'll carry it better. It's because I'm younger.
Yeah. At miles younger, I'm starting to sweat already. I'm so hot.
Where are you?
I'm out in the shed. The shed office, the shoppice.
He's out in the shed.
That's his little man cave, isn't it?
It's got all my work
Wallpaper.
stuff, my work bits. Yeah, got my wallpaper on, you know.
Yeah.
Repping the club. Got some club rep.
And obviously his sponsor, Show Your Roll on the other
So
side.
his other sponsor. Yeah, his other sponsor.
Exactly. Sponsor with zero contribution to me.
Yeah.
Just money going out.
You just pay them money and they sponsor you.
So much
exactly.
money.
That's
So
pretty
much.
good.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, so much money. So much money.
Oh,
I know.
Show Your Rolls. Crazy.
It is
Yeah.
They're
ridiculous.
great
really.
geese though.
Yeah, they're wicked geese.
Great.
Not
geese.
all of them.
Not all of them. Have you had some then you didn't like?
Yeah. Well, not that I didn't like particularly, but like sometimes the bits start falling apart a little bit too quick for my liking.
Are you buying the hooky ones off eBay?
No, I did though. I did buy one before, but not even for like
You can get
cheap.
hooky ones on eBay.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
man.
you can get them where they legit say this is a fake, and it's
Right.
like 50 quid, or you can get the ones that they are fake, but they're still 200 and something quid.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they still try and rip you off. Yeah.
I really want a hyperfly.
I always try and
geese.
get Hyperfly.
I really want a hyperfly.
The
geese.
judo fly.
The judo fly.
The
one's
judo
fun.
fly is amazing.
Yeah,
They're expensive as well.
they are.
Yeah.
They look good. though.
Dan, I was speaking to Dan Langford about this. I was like, that car's really nice because he's got a nice black one. And I was like, oh mate, that's really nice. I was like, but hyperfly really expensive though. And he's like, no, it ain't that expensive. It's only about 200 quid. I was like, what?
Half hour's work for Danny though, isn't it?
It must be, mate. It must be.
High-end plasterers.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't pay that much when I buy them off Laurie second hand, mate.
That's it.
Never bought a gear.
50 quid max.
Don't buy geese from the shop, mate. Otherwise, too expensive that way. I like them worn in.
I haven't bought a new one in ages.
Yeah, that's because you've got about 50 of them.
I've got like 12, I think.
Woo!
You won the other
I
week.
think I've got 12.
There's only 7 days in a week, mate.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
To be fair, the more you have, the longer your geese
Yeah.
last.
but yeah, the longer they last. Yeah, I mean that's why you never see Laurie wear the same key twice.
That's true. It's true.
On
You'll
the
never
red.
see me wear the same gi twice, mate. Never. No,
No, 'cause you would have worn it to death until it's just rags. And then
it never looks the same twice after I've worn it once. It's in bits.
Oh, mate, I ordered
Always
a
see the.
grappling dummy, and you got to fill it with rags and clothes and stuff, right? And kind of naively, I was like, yeah, it probably won't be that much of stuff to put in it. Oh my God.
Loads.
So much.
Yeah, you got one as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh yeah, Laurie was saying the other day during the beginners class, wasn't he? He said he literally filled up. It was one of the legs. You know, all the old geese that we took away from the that rack, all the smelly old geese. He thought that'll be enough to fill the whole grappling dummy, and apparently they all fit in just a one leg.
Yeah.
They said it's literally all those old.
They're
geese
well
all in
dense.
one leg. No,
Yeah. I found
just
some
buy
old
stuff.
cushions and stuff like that from like bits of dog bed and stuff, and filled it up with that. But I'm a bit worried that like the smell is going to.
Yeah, you could have washed it first, mate.
Look about dog bed, boy.
Delivery from Pakistan. I'm like, boom, BJJ stuff.
That's brilliant. How much did it cost you?
I think it was 70 quid.
Oh, right. That's
I
pretty
think
good.
70
They've
quid.
come down a lot in price, haven't they?
That's pretty good.
Oh, some
I
of them.
remember them being really expensive.
Yeah, I thought they were like 200 quid or so.
I thought the only reason mine's not really a grappling dummy. It's basically a bag
Sex toy.
with sort of arms, but I couldn't get my own hands inside the arm to fill them, so they're just flopping around like not filled.
Big hole where the vagina should be.
And yeah, so basically heavy bag.
You're not supposed to stuff it in there, mate. You're not supposed to stuff it from that end.
I had a mouthful of water then. Whew.
Okay, welcome to another edition of the CGA podcast isolation editions. I think this is our 5th one now. This is pretty awesome. So back here again with my man. I think he's probably going to be that way, I reckon. Nick Daines.
Hello.
Hello. And our special guest is Dan Biddle, purple belt at Carlson Gracie Ashford. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate.
Nice.
Good. Aching.
Why? What were you doing? Oh, you've been running.
Yeah, I did a 5K run this morning.
To be fair, your 5K time was exactly the same as my 5K time the first time I ran it as well.
Oh, really?
I couldn't walk for 2 days afterwards. Cool. It was awful.
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, we're doing it on like a Carlson's group.
Yeah. Do you all have to, by the way, I'm part of that. Do you all have to run together at the same time for it to count, or?
No, not really. You just start running at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Which everyone starts, and then all the times sort of come in almost together.
Right.
And then Simon puts them all together, and I don't know.
Cool.
Everybody says, well, yeah, no, it's quite cool. It's good for like motivation. Like I've had no motivation whatsoever.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, real difficult.
Today I've been really productive. I've done quite a lot, but yesterday I probably spent about 4 hours playing computer games. So,
yeah.
So I literally I take it at a time. It's all, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
5K is hard. 5K is hard. I started running on Monday, and basically the loop I'm doing is 3.4. And Monday I felt like I was going to die. Tuesday slightly less so, and today felt okay. So I'm just going to try and keep doing that, and then progress it up.
Definitely.
I don't think I could do 5. I could, but I'd be walking for a fair bit. But I'm just going to keep trying to do that shorter one, and then like extend it a bit and try and get to 5, and then a bit more. But it's horrible, and it's hard running.
Yeah.
It was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be 5K. I thought I'd breeze it, but I genuinely didn't. I was struggling by the end.
Oh, you would think that, wouldn't you? You would.
I genuinely did, though. I genuinely thought, do you know what? It's only half an hour. I can run for half an hour, easy. I got to about 10 minutes in.
It's
I was like,
savage, isn't it?
Yeah. I was like, I need this to end.
A few asthma pump breaks, like.
I took my dog with me, and he'd stop, like all of it, like dead stop for a poo. And I would absolutely love it, because I'd be like, take your time, mate. Take your time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't take mine. Because I thought
he wouldn't be able to handle it, would he?
Yeah, no, probably not. No.
Take him in a backpack.
I doubt it.
Yeah. SGY's got one of those backpacks that you put small dogs in, and it's got the hole, like where the dogs can peer out of. Have you seen it?
So they can pop their head out.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That is the sort of thing SGY would have, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
That's a typical.
Probably puts his kids in it.
Probably.
He'd try and put his kids in it, that's for sure. So this Carlson running group is really good. How does it work?
So it's just on Strava. They've got a group.
Yeah.
And everybody starts running at 10 o'clock when Simon Hayes set it. So, and then once you've kind of finished, everybody's time comes in, and
so do you have to set it at a certain time, or can you just run whenever?
No, you can just do it whenever. Yeah, you can do it whenever, but it's just obviously to kind of keep everybody motivated.
You set a
Simon
time.
at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I was gonna.
There's Mondays and Wednesdays, I think.
Yeah, I'll definitely do it on Mondays. I think Wednesdays I'm teaching a kids Zoom class.
You are, yeah.
10
Because
hours.
I was
Sorry?
going to get Vic to do that.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, on the timetable it said Laurie Dodson, so I just completely ignored it. I was just like, oh, okay, like because I know I'm doing one Thursday,
Yeah.
like a movement class thing. But I was like, oh, I was like, I didn't even think about it. And then Loz texted me. I was messaging Laurie last night, and he was like, "You got a kids class as well tomorrow." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, you got a kids class."
Yeah, it says Laurie Dodson.
Sorry. I know, that's what I said. I said it's Laurie Dodson, but he was like, "Nah."
Yeah.
He's like, "That's for you." I was like, all right.
Yeah, but they got it wrong, mate. Got it wrong. Sample.
Yeah.
They got
So I'll be doing that next week.
They got it wrong conveniently when
Yeah.
when Loz didn't
Didn't
want to teach a kids
class. I'm just going to flap about, act like a white belt for an hour. Hopefully the kids will
Just get Mark on. Just put Mark on it and doing his shrimps.
Did you see that? Did you see that video?
I didn't know.
Oh, brilliant. He sent it to me. And he was like, I've just been doing some solo drills. And he flaps around like a salmon and does like a forward roll out of camera. Mark Wright, the otter.
It's far away from what he does usually, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not. That is exactly right.
I was going to say, yeah. Was it deliberate or?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke.
There was no way
It was deliberate.
He takes himself very seriously. Did you see when his missus slapped him on the head? And he was like, "Whoa!"
I saw that one.
And he's wearing like his
Whoa,
sleeve.
fuck! Yeah, that's mint.
I've watched it about 1,000 times.
Walking around the house in a gi.
I know.
Well, usually he's just, by his own admission, he's just laying on the sofa in his pants eating peanuts.
Oh, if it's not a gi, it's his dressing gown.
Dressing gown.
Honestly,
His dressing gown. I've seen lots of his
me
dressing gown.
Yeah, and every time he sends me a photo of himself in his flat, he's got his dressing gown on.
Who wears a dressing gown anymore, anyway?
Sorry?
Who wears a dressing gown?
I've got a dressing gown, mate. It's great in the
Oh,
winter.
I did on holiday.
We should
Maybe.
do. Speaking of items of clothing, do you remember that there's like an Instagram video or a YouTube video of guys rolling in club with like suits on, and once a year?
I know that guy. I know.
Was it Jiu-Jitsu?
Is it Jiu-Jitsu?
And Daniel Reid had one of those fights. I think he fought Stuart Cooper in a suit.
No, it wasn't like an official fight. Was it that?
No. It was just a class.
That was a charity event.
No, it was a
charity
class. It was
Outside chaos.
Yeah, it was a class, and everyone bought second-hand suits, like from the charity shop.
Yeah.
They come in and roll.
I'm sure it was a Halloween thing.
Was it? It's such.
I'm sure it was a Halloween thing. Yeah, it was well good. Yeah,
it's really funny.
Just to see how functional it would be.
Yeah,
wearing a suit.
People
Street
like proper ties on and everything. It was well good. And have you seen what Keenan's doing
Street
online
rules
as well? Keenan's doing street rules, and they wear like tracksuits.
Oh yeah. I have seen one clip
He's
of
doing
that.
street rules, is he?
It's good. It's
Amazing.
funny. It's really funny. It's interesting.
Amazing.
Because like the shit, like they wear like hoodies and tracksuit bottoms, and then they roll, and like obviously, like he's like his tracksuit comes off as he's rolling. He's like wrapping it. He's like wrapping bits of the tracksuit around like his head and stuff. It's quite interesting. It's funny.
Amazing.
It's a good idea. I like it.
Proper advanced stuff.
I know. Like Henna Gracie did quite a cool series of like how to do a cross collar choke with a t-shirt.
Yes.
So you reach over the back and you like pull the back of the t-shirt up so you can do cross collars and stuff.
That's
I thought
cool. That is cool.
that was
Yeah.
quite cool.
It was
Did that
Like,
with seat belts in the car and stuff as well.
That's it. He did like he did a triangle if someone's trying to drag you out the car by your legs and stuff.
That's it. Yeah, it was to do with like self-defense for women and stuff as well.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
It's Henna Gracie.
It was quite funny.
Yeah.
Is Henna Gracie the guy who's also just reinvented the jumper?
No, the jumper / backpack.
Yeah.
What's it
Is that
called?
Gracie?
It's called something, isn't it? And basically, it's like a jumper that turns into a backpack.
Yeah, and then you turn it inside out and shake it, and then then it's a backpack. I'm sure it's Henna Gracie.
It is Henna Gracie. It is, yeah.
Oh.
I keep seeing ads come up on Instagram. His ads just every day.
That's because you keep clicking on the link, mate.
I'm just like that. Is that Henna Gracie?
Yeah.
It's got to be worth it. It's got to be worth it.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that I love to watch talk though.
Yeah.
Like whenever he's explaining anything, like I'm transfixed. Like if I had any money, I would have bought everything he was selling. Luckily, I'm skint, so I never buy any of it.
I love a bit of merch too, mate. I'm all over
it.
Yeah.
Was like Dan, if we seamlessly move into asking you.
You're getting good at these seamless transitions now.
I am like getting good at crowbarring in a question where it's completely
question
off topic,
not following anything we're discussing.
It's hard though because we do go on some tangents.
Just slipping them in.
We go on massive tangents. I mean, Henna Gracie's new hoodie invention, like in about 10 minutes. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's not bad, actually. There have been worse. To be honest, that's actually quite interesting. There have been worse tangents.
I'm surprised you haven't got one already, to be honest, Sam.
I'm just waiting for my opportune moment to bring up that time when I had 9 fights in one day. The legendary
waiting for all the
oh, here we go.
YouTube ad money to start rolling in from your Essex 2011 fight series on YouTube.
Honestly, when people start picking that up and watching what a young, fresh-faced, hairy white belt me can do, there's a reason why the nickname. I got the nickname, mate. And
what nickname's that?
The one that found me, the Wolverine. Everyone.
The Mongoose.
The
one that everyone calls me in club all the time.
The Mongoose.
I've got nothing in common with a medieval monk. Thank you very much.
Nothing. The monk's habit.
That's a good name.
But yeah, when all that bump starts rolling in, Sam, I'm sure you'll be head to toe dressed in Henna Gracie's hoodie backpacks.
Yeah, 100%. Glasses, the lot.
Whatever he's selling.
Selling, I'll get it.
Yeah, everything.
Dan,
I just wear Hyperfly geese all the time. In fact, we were discussing this the other day, Dan, weren't we? The Hyperfly have got like an outdoor gardening gi.
So
good.
Yeah.
The camo one is so good.
It's ridiculous.
But it was $320, I think.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people be doing gardening now, mate. So they've come in at the right time there.
It's serious money though.
It is. Yeah.
But then if you look at like companies like Supreme and like Carhartt and like a lot of those kind of streetwear brands, like it's all the same sort of stuff. So it's nothing, I don't know, it's nothing out of the ordinary really. Like look at the price of Supreme jackets and stuff. Like,
yeah,
they're unbelievable. That is
so.
Do you just put a price on something and go, this is worth, what is it for? Like, is that the brand Gordon Ryan wears the bum bag, Supreme bum bag, or like bag that goes across here? Right. And that's about $500 or something. I looked it up to see how much it was. Yeah.
For a fanny pack?
Your fanny pack, man.
Wow. They are coming back, aren't they?
The thing is, the price is set up whatever people will pay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you value it at that, just go, yeah, there you go, and then people will pay it.
Yeah.
That's why, like, the instructionals, when some of them are super expensive, the Danaher ones and Gordon's passing series and that kind of stuff. But when you break it down, like, I think Gordon charges like at least $500 for a private for an hour. Probably way more than that now. Yeah. But so you are. Essentially you're getting a lot of information for your money.
Do you think he charges that much because he just can't bother to do privates? Like, so if he overcharges like so much, if someone's willing to pay that amount of money, then he'll do it. But then he doesn't have to do them if people don't want to pay the money. So it's like basically kind of like cuts a chunk of like people just pestering him for privates all the time.
Keenan's
I'm getting to that point myself at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
you're getting there, aren't you, mate?
yeah, one at a time.
Keenan was talking about this with Josh Hinger on his Mapburn podcast. Did you listen to that one? He's chatting about privates, and he's saying, "Oh, I don't do," because he was talking about a 13-year-old prodigy jiu-jitsu that he's teaching lapel guard to, and basically Josh was suggesting that he'd stolen that pupil from Atos for his new gym by giving away free privates for her every week and not charging her gym membership. And Ian was like, right, no, definitely not. And I don't really do privates. And he was like, okay then, so how much would it need to be for a private? Come on, every man's got his price and this and that. He's going, I don't want to do any privates. $5,000, it's not worth it. I've got this other stuff going on. But 100% people, if you've got pots of money and you, in our sport as well, these guys are accessible, because $500 for an hour, or say it was £1,000 for an hour with Gordon Ryan, isn't that much for the best no-gi grappler at the moment, in the world.
Yeah.
So you look at spending an hour with any footballer, it's not going to happen. So
it is expensive, but it's perceived value, isn't it? So the guy,
value.
Of course.
It doesn't seem that expensive for the best, for getting private tuition from the best grappler in the world, like the best no-gi grappler. Like,
it's crazy money.
If you look at the if you look at the money that they charge at like Atos or like AOJ, like to train at Art of Jiu-Jitsu, like you've got to have the gi, you've got to have the rash guards, like like all of that money that's got all up. But the thing is, they're not in a poor part of America.
No.
Yeah.
San Diego.
They moved to
San Diego, California.
It's Costa Mesa, isn't it?
Oh, is it Costa Mesa? Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I think it's a little bit further down than San. Yeah.
Because you were in Mexico as well, Dan, this year, and you managed to get a bit of training in. This is seamless, right, Hall?
That was honestly, you nailed it.
That was smooth. That was smooth as the bonnet of a Porsche.
And you managed to get some training in, which was really, really cool, and it looked really super good over there. What was that like, training in another country?
It was weird. Like the gym, like we had to get a taxi to the gym because, like, I mean, I'm not walking around at night in Mexico. When you haven't got like you can't use Google Maps.
Yeah.
Because I haven't got a SIM card, so so like get a taxi there, and it's like a real old school weights gym, like downstairs. There's no doors in any of the like you just an open hole. So you kind of walk through, and there's like a bunch of Mexican like burly dudes like lifting weights, like if you can imagine like a Mexican Olympians.
Yeah.
But like the jiu-jitsu's upstairs, so like we walked up and they were doing like a Thai class, and like I'm nervous as hell, I'm a like I train hard, but
you don't know. And you kind of want to represent the club as well. I think I'd be exactly the same if I stepped into another club just around the corner, or in the same country.
100%.
You don't want to look bad, do you? You don't want to come in and like get your ass kicked.
No, definitely not.
By a bunch of white belts.
And
like, maybe I'll just give my brown belt.
And the thing is like Carlson Gracie, like Carlson Gracie still has like a bit of a thing.
100%.
Like as soon as they were like, what gym are you from? Oh, I'm from Carlson Gracie. They're like, oh, Carlson Gracie. Like you see their faces like, I'm like, oh no.
Don't go extra hard.
Get him out the front. Get him out the front now. Gracie out here.
Oh no. Yeah. So I go to put my gi on, and they're like, oh no, it's no gi. And
your heart immediately sinks.
I'm like, oh no, not no gi. I'm like, oh god, okay. So yeah, and then it's super hot, super hot. It was the first day that I'd had the whole day in Mexico, so I'd done like some touristy stuff, and yeah, and like there's like 4 or 5 people on the mat. None of them speak English. Okay, like
that becomes difficult in
wing it.
itself,
Like,
though. You know, the language barrier can become difficult in itself, can't it? You know, when you
yeah,
can't.
but then I think as a white belt, I think I would have struggled. But I knew the positions. Like, it was, as soon as they started shoving, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, like I know kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I started to feel this like weird kind of like acidic burning in my stomach, and I got very, very hot, very, very hot, very, very sweaty, and we were doing like X-guard drills, and then I just felt the temperature like go through the roof, and I was like, I'll be back in a minute. And so I run outside the balcony, and I just threw up over the balcony. Like, it was so gnarly. Like, it was just so hot. And so like Mexican food, just straight up over the balcony into the below. Like, I'm like, oh no.
Is it because they made you do the warm up? Is that why you threw up?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well, I got there early. I got there early to be polite, and yeah, they made me do a warm up. But yeah, so yeah, like threw up, and then like went back in, and they were like, oh, you know, like, are you okay? Do you want to carry on? I'm like, I'm just gonna have some water. I'm just gonna chill for a sec, and then. So they kind of carried on their drills, and then they were like, oh, it's like time for sparring. And he starts pairing people up, and I'm still sort of sat on the side, and I'm like, I want to spar.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't fair. So I just kind of grabbed the instructor. I was like, yeah. And he was like, you know, do you want to roll? And he was like, are you sure? We'll just go light. And I was like, I don't know what light is. Like, what's light? So yeah, we rolled. And like even the whole class was kind of awkward because I didn't speak English.
Yeah.
But like literally, as soon as you grip up with someone,
you know,
it doesn't matter what language. Like, it was just jiu-jitsu.
That's
like it was just it was really cool. Like, and then after that, like everybody starts chatting a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, okay, like people know a little bit more English than they were letting on, and you know.
Yeah,
it was a lot more welcoming after we'd kind of rolled.
It always is, though,
because I guess you form that bond, don't you?
You do, yeah. It always is when like someone like new comes in the class. It's all a bit, you don't really know them that well, and it's a bit hard to break the barrier.
No, exactly, yeah.
But then as soon as you've rolled with them, it feels like.
And also,
sorry, they're like, it's like
kilo.
As soon as you roll with them, it feels like they're, you know, your mates and you've known them for ages. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
anymore.
definitely, yeah. And also, like, as intimidated as I was, I'm also like 100 kilo, like fully tattooed gobbo. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm white, yeah, but still, like, look at the state of me. Like,
and I bet being English,
obviously as well.
Yeah, I bet being English in another country kind of comes with its reputation as well. Like with football hooliganism and stuff. I bet that probably carries. So they probably think you're going to be like a yob or something like that. And then you tell
Union Jack shorts.
Well, no, yeah. Like I look like a yobbo though, so you know, like it's not.
Not anymore, mate. Not anymore. You've taken all that intimidation factor away. You look more like Justin Bieber.
What, with the yellow hair?
Look at that. Look at that.
It's nice.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm just extremely jealous. I feel like Doc Antle. Because there's nothing.
Yeah, he's just jealous. Nothing to die.
That's really cool, though. That's really cool being able to train. I've never trained anywhere else in another country or anything like that. So I'd love to do that.
You should. I enjoy it. Yeah,
in fact, I think we're going to plan a trip to go up to Glasgow, which is another country. It counts, right? Scotland counts.
Scotland, yeah. We're going. Yeah, that's good. That'll be good.
That'd be good.
Like
Scotland.
What you said, Dan, about like saying, "Oh, where you train Carlson Gracie?" I know that to be true because I've been on a couple of like these jiu-jitsu camps and stuff, and it's the same thing. Like, "Oh, where do you train?" That's how I train. Carlson Gracie Ashford. Carlson Gracie. Everyone knows, and it typically like have known other people that train and know that we all like to train hard, spar hard, and it's 100% that reputation still carries on, and that kind of comes with its own burden to try and do well and try and
do people like a bit funny about rolling with you though? But if they, the reputation.
I've never found anyone like that, but
no.
definitely Carlson Gracie, we've got a club in wherever, Zurich or something, they're tough guys, everyone will associate.
Pressure.
And they'll associate you with what they know of that,
Yeah.
And there's an assumption that every affiliate of the Carlson Gracie gym is kind of similar. And I think, certainly the ones in the UK that, I know about and have trained in, the ethos is very similar across, it filters down from London.
So it's probably not that different from,
probably not. It's probably not. I know, what's his name? Lefty trains in Carlson Gracie Amsterdam, and he said that it's the same. It's a tough place to train.
That's cool. That's cool to know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we try and just keep up the standard, I guess, because I think it does come with a reputation and certain levels that you want to be. I think that's at our club it shows, when people go to get promoted and things, I think it does mean something, can mean a lot more than especially these days, everyone's definitely so good. Some of these white belts are good, and
some of them.
Who are you thinking then? Is that speech bubble up here with your head?
I was going to say, not you, Mark, right?
Not you, Mark, yeah, before Mark starts piping up. No, yeah. But how did you get into jiu-jitsu to start with, Dan?
Another seamless transition there. Nick, you are nailing it, mate. I'm loving it. Sorry, Dan. Yeah.
So that's all right. I became friends with Ben Stewart through sort of tattooing and piercing and stuff. And obviously he ran Ashford Valetudo and had done MMA sort of over the years. And we ended up living together at one point. And he showed me his, and I'd watched a few of the UFCs, and I was kind of like, well, I don't really like it.
It's a bit brutal.
It just kind of seemed unnecessary. Yeah, it kind of seemed a bit unnecessary. We're talking sort of Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all just knockouts, and I don't know. It just didn't really grab me. And then it might be like Minotauro, and I watched some Minotauro fight. Oh,
you're all right, mate.
Frozen.
Oh, frozen. I can still see her.
Yeah, it's all frozen. Oh, okay. But yeah, so I watched some Minotauro fights, and he was choking people out. And Ben sort of showed me some stuff in the front room, and just larking about. And he ran an MMA club, so I started going along, and I started getting beaten up quite a lot.
As is the case, always.
The grappling side of it, I quite liked. But fortunately, we'd learn a few bits and pieces, and then Craig Amer would turn up, or Lee Ambrose, and it's we're going to do sprawl and brawl. So we're going to do boxing, but with wrestling in it. I'm that's not fun for me. So yeah, I'd get battered over and over again, and then they'd not come for the next 3 or 4 weeks or whatever. So we'd do some more grappling and sort of learn a little bit like that. And then I don't know whether Ben had decided that he was going to stop teaching, just because the class was kind of a few people turning up, then stopping, then a few people turning up and stopping. So there was no regular kind of training partners, and I think Ben was just kind of like, it moved locations, and Ben was just getting a bit bored of
What kind of time frame was this? Because it wasn't back then. It wasn't very popular. Like it wasn't like, you know, you get a lot of people turn up now from off the back of like UFC and people like more known. But back then, like I mean, when I started in 2010, it wasn't overly well known. I think it was just starting to come onto the radar then, really. So like where people were like watching it more.
So maybe 2007, 2008, I guess. And then he stopped the class, and it just sort of, it seems like it was almost seamless that Laurie started teaching Ashford.
Right.
But I don't know whether there was a break between or not. Like it seemed quite seamless.
Well, CGA started in 2009, didn't it, Loz?
Yeah.
I remember it was about just under a year before the club opened that I started. So it was like a year open when I started.
Right.
That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Was it 2000? I thought it was 2008.
No, because it was the 10-year anniversary last year.
Yeah, it was the 10th anniversary last year, wasn't it? Yeah. But yeah, so I went down and I've done MMA. This will be all right.
Sounds like my brother.
I think I borrowed like an old judo gi, and I was like, I've done MMA, it's fine. Like, I know a bit of grappling. Like, this is the bit that I liked. I'll be good at this. And I rolled with Laurie, who neon bellied me for 6 years. I then rolled with Adam Coons, who neon bellied me for 6 years. Who else? Do you remember Judo Dave?
No, I've never met him. Nick does.
Do you remember Nick?
Nick's got a really good story about how he watched Laurie get his blue belt or something. You may have mentioned that a few times.
No. Well, it's not a story, is it?
I'm sure you've told it. I'm sure you've told it like a story.
I remember. I do know a story. I'm not sure. Is it that Judo Dave that dripped sweat into your mouth, Dan? Or was that?
Yeah, that happened. Yeah. No, that was him. Yeah.
That story. That's pretty funny.
Yes. So a couple of things. I don't know. I've sort of mentioned his name now. I feel kind of bad.
I do.
Right. Anyway, you can edit it, whatever. So he was particularly pungent. Anyway,
there's always one.
It's the best way. Yeah. So he was kind of like smelly gi guy, like from what I know, he was quite a high level judo black belt. He used to ki-eye when he swept you.
The old
yeah. So he'd set up a scissor sweep and he'd go as he, which was terrifying. But yeah, like he
brand new. You're brand new. And someone's going,
So he swept me with a scissor sweep, and then he got on top and was looking for a cross collar, and I'm kind of like trying to defend my. I'm underneath and I'm looking up, and I literally watched a bead of sweat fall from his forehead, roll down his nose on the end, just sit there for a few seconds, and then drip off. And I can remember it like it was slow motion, but obviously it wasn't because I didn't get out of the way. And just as I take a breath, this bead of sweat lands in my throat. That will never leave me. That will never leave me. Like,
that is grim.
No, like that's honestly.
I don't think
if it was anyone else. I mean, it's rank if it was anyone else. But
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had it in my. I've definitely had it on my lip, like sweat on my lip, or like near my mouth. Definitely in my eyes a bit, and on my face for sure. But like, never like actually in it. I don't know what I'd do. I'd freak out.
Oh, mate, honestly.
There's certain etiquette, isn't there? Like it's difficult.
Mate.
I think you've got to take your responsibility. Some people though, like I've trained with Dave as well, and I think he was super good at judo, I think, and he had particular moves that he was very, very good at, and he liked to be in certain positions. But like it's your own responsibility to make it as not unpleasant experience to train with
the other person. Yeah,
the other person, right? Like for example,
like if you're sweating,
just do that. Yeah.
You don't think you wanted
to wipe your face? Like it's not.
You were defending, and he wanted to get that cross collar, so he didn't want to.
Quite probably, yeah.
He didn't want to let go because having rolled with him as well, like he's not going to let something go because sweat's going to fall in your throat.
But even so, if you've got like a cross grip, can't you just do that or something with your head? Like just do
it
that.
May be a tactic. You don't know. Like he could have had aims. Like
now, also like. I've thought about it over the years, and I'm like, what the hell was I doing defending a cross collar choke with my mouth open? like what was that?
That's probably it.
Do you know what I mean? Like why was my mouth open in the first place? Like
probably just gasping for air, mate.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, it's the same as when someone with a super hairy chest is not wearing a rash guard and they're on side, and you get like that, and you're like, yeah.
What are you trying to say? I need to get myself a rash guard, I think.
Well, if anyone's got one second hand, I remember when we went to Poland the other year. Me and Stuart, Sam, Stuart, and Kenny, and we were rolling in this club, Rio Grappling, and it's got a tarp, the mat, a tarp mat, and we got there, and I mean, it wasn't the most clean of places, and like you could tell they weren't taking hygiene particularly seriously when they would walk off the mat straight into the toilets and then walk straight back on barefoot.
Oh, like, that is so
no flip flops, no nothing.
Oh man.
And so we were like kind of early, so we were watching the wrestling class that was before, and we were like seeing this happen and like looking at each other like this.
Oh mate, I don't like that at all.
And it was the first day that we got there, so we've been up since like 3 a.m. and I was like, oh, really? Anyway. Like afterwards, SGY, he was saying that this guy who was sparring in the jiu-jitsu class, this guy had it, he was like, his face was sort of attached to the floor, and he was like blowing pubes away from his face, this hair on the tarp, because he was like that, whilst he's sparring to try and like get this filth away from his face. And after that, I do tend to notice these things a lot more, especially if you go to other gyms, and then I worry because I know we clean the mats a fair bit, sweep the mats, and then disinfect the mats and stuff. Like everyone knows how important that is. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting some awful skin diseases and infections and stuff. But like you look at these places and you think, so this is an accident waiting to happen. If you've got a little cut or something.
Oh, mate.
Like your ear, Sam.
Well, that's a whole nother story. That is, I got staph infection in that bad boy, and that was going to the MMA class, but partially my own fault as well, because I drained it. So I got a needle and I drained it. In fact, I went to because I couldn't do it myself. I didn't know anyone else that could do it. I actually went to the doctors, and the doctor there, he'd played a lot of rugby, so he'd seen a lot before. So he's like, I'll do it this time, but if it happens again, it comes up again, I've got to send you somewhere else. I can't do it for you all the time. So he basically did me a favour and drained it. And I think that evening after he drained it, because it felt so much better once it was drained, because it was like a big golf ball just on the top of my ear there, like massive. And I went to an MMA class in the Iron Fist gym. And
That night?
That night, yeah. So
Okay, yeah, I remember those.
And I remember we were doing stand-up wrestling, and a guy got me in like a tie clinch on my head and to take me down. And I remember the tie clinch on my ear, and then as soon as it happened, it just blew up again, like massive. And then when I went back to the doctor's, like, oh look, it's happened again. You don't mind just quickly draining it for me? And he was like, nah, you need to go to the hospital. And so I waited in the hospital thinking they were just going to drain my ear. And then the doctor took one look at me and was like, no, mate, that's staph infection. And they literally put me in for surgery that evening, because obviously staph's super, it's like life-threatening, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they put me in for surgery straight away, and they did like an operation. Hence, mind you, it doesn't look that dissimilar from this ear anymore, does it?
Did they cut your whole ear off and just stick a bit of ham back on?
I think they might have done. I think they just went, fuck it, just did whatever. They're like, look, he's ugly anyway. He is not going to matter.
Because I know, like, Ian's cauliflower ears, both of them look perfect, don't they?
It's funny, isn't it?
Ian's, and then yours.
Staph infection caught Ian once.
Yeah. And then ran off.
Ran away.
And then ran off, yeah.
Yeah, those days were fun, like back in the church hall and stuff, training and that, when we were both around at the same time as white belts and stuff, like with Ben and Ches and Laurie and Adam, and there was always guys coming and going and new people starting and then not coming back, and Andre was coming down and teaching, and when Andre was a brown belt at that point, and that was really cool, and it was
that.
super fun times.
It
was hard training. It was really hard. Like, there was no like basics class, like, Andre would come down and show something that like I couldn't comprehend, and then
there'd be a lot of like that.
Brazilian wizardry, like Brazilian wizardry, like that was, and then we'd just like kill each other for an hour.
Yeah, man, I remember that. I remember me and you like white belts at the same time, although you'd done it for a bit longer, so you probably had a few more stripes than I did back then. Yeah. But then you had some time off, so you got injured, right? So we were going to talk about this, and we just kind of, because you and Nick have got very similar, and me to an extent, that we've all had kind of like long stints off, some more than others, and just kind of what it's like coming back, like, because it's intimidating, right? You get to a certain level, and at the point you got injured, you were practically blue belt. Like, you were going to get your blue belt that year. Like, I think they were just waiting for the English Open. Obviously, they wanted you to compete at white belt at the English Open, and then you were going to get your blue belt. It's pretty much written. Yeah. So you obviously got injured before then, and how many years did you have off?
Got injured. So I had 5 years off. I took 5. Yeah. It's
a long time.
So definitely. So like, I'd never planned to have that time off. Like, so like I broke my collarbone the week before the English Open.
You got to tell that story, man. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
man. So training was wicked. Like, going into the English Open, like, I'm super hyped for it. Like, I'd been doing judo as well. And like, I was just like well up for it. And so the last class I was going to take the rest of the week off was Wilson's class on a Sunday.
That's in Tunbridge, the Angel Centre.
At Tunbridge, back at the Angel Centre. So we did the class as normal, and I was like, right, this is going to be the last hard sparring, so going to go all out. So I got called at the front. I can't remember who it was with. So we kind of like gripped up, and he's stiff arming me, trying to like keep me away from him. And I don't know, like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks before, I'd bought the Dave Camarillo Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu book. And I don't know if you've read it, but it's the majority of it is like flying attacks. So it's like flying omoplatas and flying triangles and flying arm bars and that sort of stuff. And at that point, I was a bit smaller, so I was like 82 kilos. I would have been 80 kilos. So yeah, I decided that it was a good idea the week before a competition to try a flying bar. Yeah, basically, I pulled him down on top of me and fell onto my shoulder, and my collarbone kind of just bowed out.
Oh, that is a brutal injury.
Yeah, man, it was savage. Like, so I tapped and then got up, and Dave walked over to me and he like literally pulled my gi open. He was like, "Yeah, you've broken your collarbone."
Oh,
I was like, "No, like
yeah, the adrenaline.
maybe not." And yeah, no, it was like you can feel where the bone is like.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, oh, well, you know, like that's shit.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of like real shit. Yeah. So I had to kind of just watch the English Open and like just try and keep my eye like on what was going on.
Yeah.
So I came to a few classes and like a bit like how I feel now, like when you can't train and you go training and you watch training, like it's quite difficult to stay motivated. Like
yeah.
it was just kind of bumming me out.
Yeah.
So as far as I remember, like the doctor said that I couldn't do anything for like 6 weeks. So I took the 6 weeks and then tried to come back, and then maybe a bit of ego, maybe a bit of fear, like with one of Piator's mates.
Patrick?
And, yeah, like he just
or
kind of
Slab.
like, I think he passed. No, it wasn't. He was a white belt.
Right.
No, he was a white belt. I think he only trained a few times.
Was it Slab?
But like, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, like he passed my guard and he's just drove his shoulder like inside control, and it's driving it right on where it was. And again, like probably a bit of ego, probably a bit of fear, but I was just like, nah, I'm not ready to be back here yet.
Yeah.
So I kind of I picked up other stuff. Like I started skateboarding again. I started playing music again, and just kind of did that really. And like I always kind of, I don't know, people saying, oh, you know, like you bump into people and they're like, oh, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? And I was like, well, I'll come back when I'm ready. Like,
yeah, I remember bumping into you just after I got my blue belt.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, man, like when are you coming back? And you're like, I think you said to me then, you're like, probably never. And I was like, whoa, like I couldn't understand it. And I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, like, and especially like seeing you guys progress is amazing. But on the other hand, like you constantly look at that and you go, oh, that's where I would be.
Yeah.
That's where I would be. That's just, you know, like, and then, like, obviously I was working with Ben at that point, and he was to Olympians, and he never liked it at Olympians. Like he didn't like the atmosphere. He didn't like.
It wasn't the best, mate. It wasn't.
No, so anything that was going to kind of like encourage me to go back, like Ben was kind of like, you know, like it's this, it's that, or whatever. Right. So I was just kind of like, not really that fussed. Like I'll come back at some point maybe, and then.
But it was always kind of in your mind that you know you might make a comeback. It was still there basically. You hadn't gone, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
Now, like so.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely not. It's just, I don't know. There was something in there. There was something in my mind that was like, I will go back at some point. I just need to be in the right place. And then, and then Loz sent me a text basically saying, we're moving. Come and see the new gym. Like, I want you to be a part of it. Like, just like, you know, it would be wicked to see you come back.
Yeah.
At that point, like Vic had been born. and I was quite overweight.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, there's a little bit of your head, like when you have kids, that like, I don't want to be that fat old man that can't play with his kid.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, right, well, I need to do something then. I need to do something to get my fitness back. And then pretty much, that was when Loz messaged me and was
so like a kind of like good, like perfect timing situation, like it all kind of happened.
Yeah, pretty much. And I dug out one of my old gis and I found my old white belt. And it looked like, I looked like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It was horrendous. But like, I posted it on the Carlson Gracie group on Facebook, because I kind of knew, like, if I posted it, I couldn't go back on it.
Yeah.
Like, if I'd have just showed up to a class, like, it would have been like, like, I've got to go. Whereas like, if I posted it, I was like, I'm making a comeback. This is the time. And, like, you guys and like chairs and stuff, and everyone was like, oh yeah, this is going to be amazing. Like, and it kind of gave me that motivation, like that little kick up the arse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely hated it.
Honestly, it was like, it's like having like a family member that you haven't seen for absolutely years, like, or a mate that you haven't seen in absolutely years, like come back and start hanging out with you again. It's so nice when people, especially for me, because when I started, you were there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just nice.
Yeah.
Like, I think everyone, hates seeing people go, and it's just really nice when people come back. Like,
definitely.
It must be really difficult, because I had about a year out through knee surgery, and it was difficult enough for me, but I never said to myself that I wasn't going to come back. I was always like, I've got to come back. I'm ready, just when like I can use my knee properly. And it kind of got to a point where I was like, well, my knees still don't work very well, but I'm not doing myself any favours by sitting on the side.
You're just going to have to wing it.
Yeah. So it is difficult.
It is hard.
But yeah, it's real difficult, because like there's like, I mean, you used to have like really competitive roles.
Yeah.
I come back as a white belt and you're a purple belt.
Well,
and I'm like,
Dan, you're being very diplomatic there, mate, when you say competitive roles. You used to kick my ass every week. You're just being super nice about it.
No, I don't remember it like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. Yeah. I remember getting the upper hand a bit here and there, but not like, I think we used to have competitive roles. Like me, like Jason Hills as well.
Yeah.
Like you, I think you got like quite good really quickly. Like,
what happened?
I don't know. But yeah, so like, and then I come back and like, John Archer is a blue belt and an absolute monster.
Yeah.
Like, like you're a purple belt. Ian was a purple belt. Like we've got these other new guys that are all like blue belts, and even the white belts are like are good as well. And I was just fat and out of shape, and like there's my fundamentals were still there, but I had no timing, I had no fitness, and like it was really hard to kind of get.
And it must be difficult, like you said, because when you left, you were 80 kilos, right? So if you were 80 kilos, you must have developed a certain style at that weight. And to come back a lot heavier, you must have had to adapt how your jiu-jitsu was, but you only know that way because that's how you trained back then. So you must have had to like almost kind of reinvent the game. That's my trick.
Like just half guard. Half guard. Like that was it. Like that's all I used to play was half guard.
Yeah.
So having to learn that. Hang on a minute, I'm a fat guy now.
Yeah.
Like oh, shit. Like, but
should have asked Nick. He could have given.
I should have asked Nick. But like it comes with disadvantages as well as its disadvantages. Like if I manage to pass someone's guard, it's a lot harder for them to get me off. If I'm what was I? I think it was about 117 when I come back.
Was it? Wow. And what are you now?
Probably about 105, 106.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I dropped right down to 90.
That's cool.
When I first came back.
Yeah. But now you kind of found like your comfort. Like
just because I wanted to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Like I'd kind of after a few weeks, I kind of realised that, like, yeah, my jiu-jitsu is still jiu-jitsu. Like, it's like I still know what I'm doing here, so I was like, right, I'm going to do a competition. Like, it's the only way I'm going to drop the weight that I want to drop. So I booked in to do a couple of competitions and didn't do so badly.
Yeah.
So I did Southend.
Yeah.
Which I got bronze, but like default bronze.
Yeah.
But I fought monsters. Like, that wasn't my weight category. Like, I mean, I think that was over 100.
Yeah.
And I was on the way down weight wise. So yeah, like, the first dude I fought was like 6'5" or whatever. Like,
that's the problem, like, isn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah, they were monsters. So, and then I managed to drop a bit more weight to get down to the English Open.
Yeah.
And that was where I had a lot of fun. Like,
yeah,
I think I lost my first fight, and then I was like, it's done now. Right, let's just get this fight over with. I've always
found that when with repechage, like, the pressure seems so high when you first start fighting, and then if you lose the first fight and you get back put into repechage, I ended up rolling a lot better because I could relax a bit more.
Yeah. Well, I beat the guy that beat me in the first round.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I beat him for the bronze medal.
Yeah.
So, and I had a wicked couple of fights, really. Like, that was good fun.
Awesome.
And then that was it. I was back.
Yeah.
Like, that was, it felt good. Like, seeing everyone from London and stuff was cool. Like, everybody remembered, like Wilson was like hyped to see me, and it was like that kind of family. Like, oh, dude, like, yeah, it's wicked to have you.
It is like I said. It's like losing a family member and then having them turn up and like come back. It's really nice. It's good when old members come back. I think people get nervous that they're not going to be remembered, or like how people are going to treat them when they come back.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's so nice to see them. It's just all like, oh yeah, it's excitement that they're back. Like, because like.
Well, we want all the people.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's good training partners, exactly.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, definitely.
It is like that, though, mate. It's difficult. I know myself. I remember when I was rolled with you, I think, on the first class when I came back, as well, and because we used to have a fun time rolling and stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, what's been going on? I'm like, no, honestly. And you're like, oh, yeah, no, you are out of shape, and I'm going to destroy you. And I was like, yes, this is happening. That's great. And then you go away and go, yeah, but I love that, and I remember why I love it now, so I'll just keep coming back. But at the time, there's lots of trepidation about all that stuff, what people are, who you used to know, and they're still, and you kind of think like, oh, missed the boat a bit, but you haven't. You just got to. There's no better time than whenever to restart, is there? That's the thing.
It's really weird because, like, although it's not a race to whatever, or it's not about getting the belts or anything like that. Like, I always found, like, me and my brother, we kind of came up together. We got our blue belts at the same time. We got our purple belts at the same time.
Then there was no real kind of like they had to do something. Had to change, didn't it, Sam? At some point.
Well, I'm not saying that he was never like better than me all the time, but that's, you kind of come up like that way. And I was kind of blue belts at the same time as Danny and Luke. So there were guys there that were like, they were in my competitive pool, and I was like, so like, I know where I am as long as I'm with those guys. And then having an injury and going away for a year and coming back, and these guys are like, literally on another level from me now. Like, there's no way I'm catching them. Like, and it's kind of hard to take. Like, it's hard for your ego to take it. But it's when you kind of put that aside and realize that it's like your own journey, that it's nobody else's. Like, it's only like what's happening is for you and you alone. Like, you can't compare yourself to anybody else. I find it helps you kind of shed that ego a little bit and maybe enjoy your training a bit more, because it was difficult to enjoy my training knowing that I was so much worse than the guys that
it's enjoyment. That's the It's enjoyment. It's like if you're constantly measuring yourself against someone else, like they might be getting better than you, like quicker. I mean, like Darren is a prime example. Like, I'm looking at getting my blue belt. Darren's a fresh blue belt.
Yeah.
So like I can't measure myself against Darren. Like,
no, you can't. No, that's right.
It's never going to happen. And then, you know, like Harry was a purple belt when I was a blue belt. And I'm like, I can't measure against that guy. Like, it's never going to happen. So you kind of just have to go, do you know, none of that matters. Just roll and have just have a laugh. Like, don't take it so seriously.
You know, lots of the people you're mentioning as well, like, are such a high standard. Like, you know, in any gym in the country, these guys, you're talking Harry's, Luke's, Danny's, Darren's, all Ian, you know, all these guys, right, are so good. They're going to be one of the top guys in any gym if you put any one of them in all of these places. And we've got like loads of these people. It's kind of, it boggles my mind that how many, like, where you go, bloody, like Harry is just ridiculous, you know, Luke, Danny, these guys, the ones that spring immediately where you go, they are ridiculously good. And they work really hard as well, obviously, but they are just something else. And you look at that and you're like, and they all three of them train at our gym. Like,
But then, like, they're the guys that you're looking at, like, they're the guys that were surrounding me. I was like, well, how do I measure myself up? You know, I mean, like, even like John Archer was a 4-stripe blue belt when I got a blue belt. So I'm like, okay, like, how much better? Like, you roll with John, he's going to smash you into the ground.
Yeah.
I'm like, it didn't matter how good I got, how much training I did, how I analysed anything. Like, you roll with him and he smashed me into the ground. I'm like, so I just kind of got over, like, measuring myself against people. Like, you can't do it.
You can enjoy your training a lot more, and it's about enjoying the process. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's actually just about enjoying being there and like being a bit more in the moment. Like, enjoy the training and what it takes, rather than where it's going to lead to or where it gets to, because otherwise you can become miserable just thinking about it. Like, especially if you've got expectations of yourself where you should be, or, you know, you should have been there already. You can be there. Like, you need to do this to get there, rather than just enjoy being there, being at the training, and it will just come eventually anyway. I think I kind of learned that maybe a purple belt, and like when I came back, it's really tough to do, especially when you've measured yourself against people your entire time you've been training.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But then a lot of those people have carried on training when I was off, so it's kind of, I need to pick new guys now, and it's just just pointless. Just pointless. Yeah, just pointless. Like,
I always break it down further and like kind of have a, you know, because as I came back and tried to come as much as I could to the like similar classes that I used to do, like the Tuesdays and Thursdays, and just end up like this, defending for an hour, like, so you learn to kind of take away, not get too down about it, and just take away the small victories. Like, if I managed to get a half guard back somewhere along the line, then I'm like, yes, I did something. You know what I mean? Like, it's too, it's too
almost
much.
Passing.
Yeah, it's too much to say, okay, today I'm going to try and submit this person or that person. It's too much to ask, isn't it? You can only take like the little steps.
Yeah,
definitely. And I was going to say something then. Yeah, like you can't like some people have just got moves that are just unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know, like if Jim gets you in his close guard.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good. It doesn't matter how good I am. Like,
or Laurie.
Yeah, like Laurie's close guard. Like,
hate being anyone's close guard.
Yeah, true. But some people have particularly good ones. And
Laurie is particular, but it's like, and you can see, you know what's happening as well. Like, and you're like, oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luz will get me with the Shanji sweep every single time we roll.
He's great at that.
I will break that grip on my knee like 5-6 times and still get it when I don't realise. Like, I know he's doing it. I'm like fuck off. Like, you're not grip. And then I'm getting swept with it. I'm like, I don't even know when that happened.
I'm sure I broke that grip off completely.
Yeah.
Why am I getting swept?
Why are you re-gripping? That's not fair.
Regripping, what's that?
Yeah. You get rid of it once and it's done. No more.
Yeah, no more. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's awesome. I know. I think we should probably think about wrapping this up now because I know Vic's going to do the 5 o'clock class, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Half an hour.
So you got half an hour, but yeah, like that was honestly, Dan, that was wicked. I really enjoyed that convo today. So
Yeah, that's cool, mate.
we'll definitely have you back on, mate, at some point. That'd be wicked, and we can chat shit and talk some more stuff. But
100%.
Yeah, boy.
awesome. That's really good.
Yeah, it's good fun, mate. Wicked.
Nice. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, bro.
That's all right.
Us.
Us.
Oh yeah, look at
It was,
that plug.